Exactly.
When am
Nice
I?
blue beard.
Why, thank you. It's
Is it?
it's kind of a blue steel.
Yeah,
It wasn't as
second do
vibrant
blue
as we
steel.
wanted.
Show
but
me
we're-
your blue steel
we're
face.
No, the other face. No, the other face. Well, there we go, kissy face. That's
Wow.
exactly what I wanted.
Wow. I'm
I
shocked.
wanted my father to make me a kissy face. That's all I've ever wanted, actually. Christmas is now complete.
Audio is muted, it said. Oh, we're good now. Okay.
Ah,
All right. I thank you to my moderators for letting us know and having our backup
On
here.
the Pit Boy.
I can see you. Hi, Dave. I can see you. Hi, Shock. Welcome, guys.
I don't have it on that monitor.
He'll get there.
I would say questions running on the monitor. That'd be convenient.
Right?
I know.
I mean, I'm hosting and I'm looking this way though, so
So
yeah.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Oh my God. I love my job and my coworkers. Hi, everyone. Now that we can be heard. Okay, great. Now that we can be heard, Dave says magic that I can hear him or
Magic.
read him. Welcome everybody. We're doing some banter early on to check for audio issues and stuff like that.
Banter.
We are here live at PAX Unplugged, day 1.
That's right.
It feels weird. I'm so used to cons that have 4 days.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like 3-day cons.
Yeah?
I think I think too many shows have 4 days, and by the end, everyone's done.
I
No
agree.
one's there.
There's very few cons that actually support 4 well.
Yeah.
Most of them by that last day, everyone's already ready to go home.
Yeah.
No, I love Unplugged.
No,
this
it's
show's
just-
fantastic.
Yeah, great show.
It's exactly 3 days. It's perfect. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is this your favorite show?
No, it's probably my third. Adepticon and Gen Con fight for first and second place.
Oh, okay.
But after that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite smaller show?
I mean, Adepticon's not exactly large, but it is all minis, and
It feels big.
it is what we, and it does.
Kind
No,
of feel bigger.
it
I
does
know
feel
it's
very
only
large.
Like 6,000 people.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it has a great big feel to it.
Yeah.
though they are moving to the new location this year, which is a real convention hall this time.
Yeah, it's a big.
So-
They put their big boy pants on.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a whole new. I'm very excited for that as well. But anyways, Unplugged is fantastic. Highly recommend if you're not, regularly attending.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're here. We've got the booth all nice and set up. We've got lots of stuff in the case to show off. So if you're here, please come by and see the cool stuff we'll be talking about all weekend. So if you don't know us, I'm Alternis. I'm the Community and Marketing Director for Catalyst. Bryn, who are you?
I am Bryn Bills. I have many titles, but the one relevant to this stream is Leviathan's Line.
Leviathans?
Leviathans.
It's been a long year, guys.
What?
It's been such a long year.
It has
Leviathan's Line
been
developer.
a long year.
Man, this is Randall is just crossing 100,000 miles flying. I am
I'd say not
10 to
not flying,
15
total.
Okay.
Traveled.
I'm about 10 to 15 under that, but it has
Yeah.
been too long. Anyways,
Hashtag Leviathans.
hashtag Leviathans.
Run out.
That's fine. That's fine.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that out first.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, Randall, introduce yourself for the 10,000th time this year.
My name's Randall Bills. I'm the creative director of Catalyst, the original game designer on Leviathans, and then have been doing BattleTech since the dawn of time.
No, original developer on Leviathans, the old version or
So
this version?
the 2012 version is my original game design.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
And then this game is really 93% the same.
Okay.
Maybe
Only like 92.
yeah.
I had
And
at
then-
least 8%
And then
change.
Bryn and Christian and Frodo went in and did some really nice polishing and
Frodo
expanding.
worked on this?
Yeah, Frodo.
I have a friend named Frodo. Well, actually, his name's Sam, but I had two friends named Sam, so one of them became Frodo.
So, because Sam and Frodo.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so we're here for this first hour to talk about Leviathans. We've got a nice schedule for today that you can see in the description of the stream. I think, gosh, if I can do this from memory, at noon we talk about BattleTech, and then we talk about fiction, and then we talk about aces.
For several hours.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it for an hour, and then we're going to play it for 3 hours. So a co-op version and solo mode, which is going to be the same thing, but getting to see it in action to give you guys a sense of how that's gonna
Yep.
roll out. So yeah, let's hit some Leviathans here.
For sure.
So Bryn,
Yes, Rem.
I'm going to ask the question that is on the minds of many of our Leviathans fans, followers, and viewers. What the fuck?
That's a great question.
I don't think
No,
that's
it's
on
a
their
very,
mind.
it is. It's absolutely on the mind. It's on my mind, so it better be on their mind. Yeah, I mean, man, it has been a ridiculous journey getting from there to here.
Yeah, for any of our new viewers, let's start there. So, how did this all come to be, and like, what's the story up to now?
So up to now, so obviously we had our Kickstarter. Oh my gosh, when was the
2
Kickstarter?
years ago.
2 years ago?
2 years and change.
I think that was a decade ago now. I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
You've aged that much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you kidding? But it's okay. I got my nice flowing hair now. It's all part of the aging.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So anyways, we had the Kickstarter, and the original statement I believe we put on that Kickstarter was that it was going to come out in March to April of the next year. Since then, we have, through various things I'll get into, missed that deadline multiple times, obviously, to the point that now we are, I have the schedule from manufacturing with the exact deadlines that they are hitting that says that they will finish all production for everything by the end of January. It will be all done. Again, I've got the exact schedule per item unit for all the things. I mean, quite a few things are already done. All rule books are already printed. Patches, pins, and coins are all stuff. Do I have that on my... Oh, that's right. I missed some stuff. There they are. All this type of stuff's already done. The maps are all done and already produced. And so really it's just the bulk of the ships are now all going through it and are going to be done by the end of January to then immediately head out to shipping, to be done as soon as shipping can realistically be done, which is always an exciting thing to, figure out each time in a new year. There's plenty of reasons why, some more valid than others on why we've reached this point, between Catalyst always being more optimistic on what it can accomplish, I think is the nicest way of putting it. And the Mercenaries Kickstarter was a hugely successful but massive drain of resources. And then, I'm a new line developer figuring stuff out, and that's going to come with mistakes and delays. But we are very happy where we are now. It is all being produced. Again, I've got the exact schedules. Most of these things you're looking at here are actual mass-produced copies of it. These ships, these are what we're getting. So we are so close to this finish line that truly I can say that I basically have nothing else to do with the active Kickstarter. It's all done. Occasionally they'll send me an email to verify something's correct, and that's all I do for the Kickstarter line right now because it is all finished.
So you mentioned that you've got a schedule from the manufacturers and stuff like that. How positive are you that they can commit to those timelines and get that done?
Through various things that I can't quite get into, but I am very confident that they're going to get this timeline done because they've basically had their CEO promise us at this point that is when this timeline is going to get done because multiple people had to come in to verify through delays on their end at that point that this is in fact when it's going to happen.
Okay. So when, in case I missed it because there were a lot of words.
Yeah, no, you're good.
When do you expect at this point for fulfillment to begin, or at least manufacturing to be done and shipping so that
manufacturing will be done by the end of January.
Okay.
That is when it will be finished. Right before Chinese New Year, everything will be done and ship out from there. The current timeline, and again, because of global shipping being what it is, it's much harder to commit to that exact time frame. But most things should be shipping out or begin shipping out before the end of Q1.
Okay. And who is doing our shipping and our fulfillment?
That is... Let me pull that list
There are
up.
other people that deal with that stuff more than I do. I get the game to the shipping spots, and other people take over, so...
I just realized we can't say that because
Okay.
I don't think we've actually signed on the dotted line.
Okay.
But it is not who we have used before
Okay.
in any part of the globe, really, or at least not recently. And so for some parts of the globe, when I went and visited and they were not very happy with the service we used, we are using other services. We should be able to release that data within the next 2 weeks or so.
All right, so that's coming soon.
Yeah.
Now, is there going to be one spot in the U.S. that's doing worldwide fulfillment? Can you at least say that, or are we going for regional hubs?
No, it's the hubs again.
Okay.
There's one for all of North America. There's one for the UK and Europe, and then one for Australia and one for Asia.
Okay. UK and Europe combined. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Cool. Well, I appreciate the update. I know from watching from the periphery last year, you had mentioned that if it wasn't ready by Gen Con, that we could bring pitchforks.
Yeah, I know. We sell pitchforks at our booth. Come on by. I mean, it is labeled under Leviathans though, so I still get a kickback from the pitchfork buying. But we do have them there, of course.
And then the most recent thing I've heard you say, because you make these grand proclamations, is that you could be hit by a bus tomorrow, and Leviathans would still.
And that's a true statement.
That actually is a true statement.
We'll get into everything else I'm still doing for Leviathans outside of the Kickstarter, but for the Kickstarter itself, it is entirely over to manufacturing in China at this point, and then off to the people doing shipping, which again is not me. All part of this is done.
Okay. All right. Well, let's kind of talk about transition to the game itself and what we have here to show. And then we can talk about what's coming.
Absolutely.
All right. So explain. I'll be your Vanna White here. So what do you want to talk about first?
I'll pretend I know that reference. Sure.
That's a pretty old reference.
Is it really?
Yeah. We're old.
Anyways, we shall proceed now.
I'm gonna hurt you.
I'm sorry that I was born in a later year than you. That was truly my bad. So we've got here several things. Center appears here, of course, we have the rulebook, which again, this is a final thing. This has already gone through production.
That's actually sitting in a warehouse.
Yeah. We had sent that out originally, so you guys have that, and then the new version with all the corrections, which is in the book. So all the changes there, that's already in the book there. Those were all found before it was actually produced.
I like the silvery top and bottom.
Yeah, no, the book. Oh man, that one took way too long, but I'm so happy with. Matt did such a good job.
Matt is our primary graphic guru, and he laid it all out, and it's good.
I'm so happy with this book.
Yeah,
the rules in it. Again, I'm very happy with how they turned out. The fiction sections in the back of it, the different forms of play, the art in there. It's so easy to use. I'm very proud of this guy. And again, you guys. In case you missed, any of the backers, they've got access to this book now on the Kickstarter page. Over here, we of course have some of these are mass produced, and some of these are right the step before mass produced. But we have quite a few ships here that have been sent to me. I've actually gotten all of the ships sent to me at some point, but I wasn't going to bring them all here because 30-something ships is a little difficult to travel around with. But yeah,
I hope I'm throwing this at Devin last minute here. Sorry, Devin.
Yeah, no, it's probably fine.
So if it might be blurry, but I'm hoping that you guys get a good view of.
Yeah, and then again, these guys, in case somehow you missed, they are all coming in this pre-painted. This is what you're getting out of the box. Again, we went around part of the latest delays. We're making sure that these paints came out the way we wanted them to. And so those took some back and forth, but again, very happy with how they've turned out. Up here. We have got, so it's just this camera, right? Okay, that's fine. Yep, so got the starter box. This is just an empty box with the beautiful stuff on the back for it. And then I've got the Operation Hannibal campaign box. We showed off pictures, I believe, of the Ragnar one as well. So these are the campaign boxes that you use that give you additional material for play, as well as additional modes of play within the game. We've got the quick start rules that come in the starter box here. Really just a truncated version of what comes in the core rule book. A nice fancy fjord map from the Ragnar campaign. This is actually one of the funkiest maps we've got. It's got a city on one side and then a full fjord on the other. So it's got a very weird mode of play where you have to bottleneck over here to represent that geographic feature. And then finally, we got the actual Ragnar campaign map that plays out over Scandinavia that you'll be battling over between the British and the Russians.
Wow.
So all this stuff, again, is either final production or right before final production. The final production's already been done. In fact, all of the paper materials are already all produced. They are all finished. It is just the miniatures that are left to be done at this point.
Cool.
And then our various swag that we showed off. The various patches.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Tons of pretty stuff.
So you mentioned, I'm glad you did, so you could throw me the softball that I needed to talk to you about this. But all right, so everything else goes perfect. Fulfillment starts in Q1, and then what for Leviathans?
Yeah, so obviously nothing else is happening specifically until all of that is out. But once that is all done, we have several things that are already slotted for next year. None of this is going to be a part of a Kickstarter. We're just going to get straight out into distribution. And the three most important things that we will be doing either by the end of next year or going into Q1 for maybe the last of it, depending on how it all goes, is the three other fleet boxes that are not coming in. So the Kickstarter has the fleet boxes for the Russians, the French, the Italians, the British, and the Germans. But Leviathans has 8 core factions. And so the other 3 fleets, the Americans, Japanese, and Austro-Hungarians, will all release into distribution sometime in the next 12 to 18 months. So we're very happy for that. Again, the playtest inside of that is all done. Some of the actual layout stuff is already gone through. But once all of this is through and we are at the other end of Chinese New Year, then we'll immediately be blocking off and sending out that information to them to get that going forward.
Cool.
Those are the things that we are guaranteed want to do. There are a couple other things. One of the other ones we intend to do as well is another campaign box centered around South America between the Americans and the Japanese this time. But it'll be in a very similar layout as this. But that'll come near the end of that 12 to 18 month time frame once the fleet box is actually out.
Awesome.
There are other smaller things, but we're not fully committed to doing them and want to really get to, things we're sure that we're going to be able to accomplish.
Tell them about that.
See, I'm not entirely sure that's going to happen yet.
Okay.
So yes, there's a thing that we would love to do, but I don't want to commit to it because I'm tired of committing to things that we can't fulfill. Bad history for some reason on that. But yeah, so that's where we're at the moment.
Okay.
So very excited for those, and that will really fulfill the original goal of the 2012 Leviathans, which is having an ability to play every fleet of the 8 main factions will finally be fulfilled.
Okay.
What happens past that really is going to depend how it does in distribution and the response, and going from there. So we don't know yet past that, but that's the goal for the next 12 to 18 months.
Okay. Now, Randall.
Yes.
About 5 minutes before the stream started, you came over and said that you wanted to sit in on this. What do you want to say about Leviathans, that you had to be here and mess with our tech?
What?
It kept on poking it back and forth.
I just like messing with, Tommy Gofton and his whole team.
That's so true.
D6 gaming, 6 Sides of Gaming. No, primarily was if anyone might have had any questions for me, but really it was just, again, as most who have been here for a long time know, this is my baby, right? This was my first all original tabletop miniature design. And, the woes that were all involved that first time around. And if no one, if you don't know what those are, feel free to ask me the next time you see me, and I will regale you endlessly and the fun free Taiwan moments and all that. But I just want to reiterate that we're here in this moment where we are this close to taking this baby of mine and getting it back out precisely because of not only the backers for the Kickstarter, but really for the hundreds of people that fell in love with this game and universe back when it was first released. And every year at every convention I would go to, they would come up to me and politely ask, is this the year that it's coming back? And that was just, incredibly humbling, and I'm very thankful because we never would have even gotten to the Kickstarter without those people telling us how much they love the game and the universe. They wanted to see it back. It enabled us to do that. And then, of course, we ran a fantastic Kickstarter. And so despite the issues and problems, I just can't thank this community enough for committing to this thing that we all love. And I just can't wait in this next year to be hitting game stores and conventions and seeing tables filled with people playing this game. So it's
Cool.
just a giant thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping make this happen.
Awesome. Well, I did take your cue and open up the YouTube chat so that I could see some questions maybe that might be popping through in the next 20 minutes. Anything else you guys want to say before I transition to that?
I think the only thing is that I think once players get a hold of these campaign boxes, they're going to find something really special in here.
Cool.
We built something really cool with a legacy-esque feel to it that allows you to get with these cool larger maps, this kind of macro general style of play. And then you'll, in between that macro play of being the leaders of your factions, you'll then be able to throw down action on the game table. I really think this is going to be something the fans are just going to have so much fun playing, and hopefully will unlock us doing many of these in the future.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else? I'm sorry. I want to give you all the space before I get to questions.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I know a lot of these things we had covered as well. I think there were more specific dates you can go find on the actual Kickstarter page. If you want more specifics on when we stated things are going to be happening, you can find those all on the latest backer updates.
Yeah.
So go look to that if you have more specific date questions, because I could say end of January, but I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head.
Put the absolute specific dates that
so,
that is rolling out.
So just if you want those things, you can go find them up there.
The commuter zombie asks, please could we get some high-res photos of the mass-produced models?
Yeah, I mean, that can be done, absolutely.
Okay. You're supposed to take longer so I can find the next question.
Absolutely, that is a thing that can be accomplished, Rem, I promise.
A Big Red asks, why is Leviathans?
Why is Leviathans? Because purple birds are stupid.
No, purple bird strong. Go red.
Amazing. Are there? That's a non-Leviathans question. Why are the fixed-wing aircraft swept wing? Oi, aerodynamics. Matt Dobbs.
Yes, that's a great question.
That's a great question.
The simple answer is because I wanted it to look different and cool. Yeah, if you want to pull out,
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Reference there. Is that I did not just want it just to be biplanes going along the side of these things. We wanted them to be able to be an identifiably Leviathans looking fixed wing aircraft that you could pull out of a selection of them. So yeah, it shouldn't be. I could technically go in and they have some different technology, and some of them are using small Eteroid like the bombers, and so it can use different physics. I have those answers, but at the end of the day, it's because we wanted to look cool and different. Yeah, so we got these swept wing instead of the standard straight biplane look. But again, it really is just to be different.
Okay.
It's just to be different.
Wargriz asks, are there plans for a Dice Core RPG for Leviathans?
There are. I've actually been asked this since the Kickstarter. I've been asked if there's a plan for an RPG. The answer is yes. But I've put basically no thought into it until it's actually done and out and people are satisfied with the product. Then we will actually start honestly discussing whether or not we want to do expanded product lines past that.
I believe my response would be
maybe, probably, maybe.
Do you know how I feel on letting you guys on streams when you say things where I'm like, shut up.
He's absolutely right. I want to do it, obviously, but we need to get this out. And once it's out, then sky's the limit, and you guys tell us you want it, and we'll look at doing it.
Yeah, no, it's easily done. It's just don't want to commit to anything at the moment until the thing is out.
Yeah.
Gus Archilla, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, did this guy just insult House Merrick?
No, that'd be ridiculous. I was referring to our off-brand purple bird.
I mean, you'd think that'd be a
From-
thing, but I think Merrick's just
It's
insult
actually-
themselves.
No, it's just Battle Droids was actually purple bird. So I'm just really doing a old reference, you know.
Oh, I think the mouse just showed up on
Oh,
our feed.
absolutely. Are you kidding? 100%. We've been sued.
Connor Fletcher asks, what are your favorite ship designs from the game?
Oh, what a
Okay,
good
so there's a
question.
couple questions to that. Because there
Visuals
as
and
a
game design.
visual
Yeah.
or game design
Yeah.
question. I can do both, but that's not the same thing. So from a game design perspective, my favorite ship will always be the Wolf. It's a German destroyer that just has armor and one gun. And it's literally just designed to protect the very slow German battleships from torpedoes and other stuff like that. It is just a flying brick. And it was one of the very first ships. In fact, it was basically the origin of the German identity, and it was one of the very first ships I designed.
Yep.
And so it'll always have a special place with me. From an aesthetic perspective, I will basically always default to any of the Italian ships. They managed to pull off still being a cool steampunk ship and create like a modern race car look to them. A sleekness that I just adore. If I have to pick a specific one of those, it'd probably be the Volcano itself, the first Italian battleship, but really any of the Italian.
Is it the Vesuvius?
The
battleship?
the Vesuvius is one of them, but Volcano is the class.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so for me, luckily, it's actually both the Italians.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I designed the Italians, and if somebody's used to playing the British or the French or the Germans, the first time they face off against that Vesuvius battleship, and it simply cants to the left and sweeps left completely
awesome.
across the board, it's glorious.
Cool. Shock and Oz are one of our YouTube moderators, is a moderator on
He's
the
awesome.
Catalyst Discord server and on the Leviathans Discord server.
He has been wonderful and patient as we've gone through all of this.
Yes.
I thank him greatly.
I'm so glad you said that because he said to ask Bryn if I can have his British patches.
Oh yeah, you kidding? Easily.
Done.
He's fantastic.
Awesome.
Boop.
Awesome. We'll just keep this to the
Yeah.
side.
Awesome.
I live in Canada, so it's easier for someone else to ship this, but I'll get this to someone that can ship it to you, bud. Thank you for
100%.
everything.
You've earned it, man. You're
Aw.
fantastic.
Patches turned out great.
Oh no, I'm so happy with him.
Yeah.
No, as an aside, actually to fight a little bit to go through and get the process. It's always interesting because Leviathans is so alternate history instead of steampunk. Ultimately, these flags don't really need to exist because it's just the British and the Russians and the Italians. But again, wanted to create a unique look so you could recognize that as Leviathans. I was very happy all the flags that we came up with.
Mark Hayden.
Mark Hayden,
is
no,
the
he
one
did a
that all
fantastic job
that
with these.
iconography.
So happy with them.
Phenomenal.
And again, if you guys wanted to get a better look at them, we've had them on Kickstarter. The rulebook itself also has very good images in there of
Yeah.
it. We even had a little bit of fun as an aside with the Americans because they actually have two different flags that we're using for them between a West and East Coast fleet Leviathans.
Yeah.
That we're kind of playing around with, but very happy with how these guys turned out.
Cool. Turbo Turtle asks, are we going to see aircraft carriers?
Again, another question I've gotten asked plenty is I would love to say yes to it, but I'm not going to commit to anything until this is out and people are happy with the product. But yeah, probably.
Okay. Shock says real question, so I don't think he was expecting this.
He's not, but he's going to get it anyway.
Any surprise fiction inclusions in the rulebook or campaign boxes?
There is, if you're talking about just like actual novelized
Yeah, I think
fiction,
you mean story fiction.
then no, I mean, obviously tons of fiction in it as a source book. All of the factions have full, oh, sorry. Shush.
Bryn.
I know.
Lauren, so I can shush him. It's fine.
Yeah, shut him up.
He has a badge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So anyways, so there's tons of sourcebook stuff in there. And we have absolutely plans outside of just what was promised in the Kickstarter, for more fiction, but there is nothing like in these guys that are actual like novelized sections, like a couple pages of just in-universe lore.
Awesome. Okay. I try to scan for the question marks, and then I get wrapped in to reading what I think is a serious question when the actual question is from Big Red and says, "Do people RP as a boat?" This is why I tried to push you out of the car, buddy. From the commuter zombie, will the missing/incorrect ship cards in the tabletop simulator mod be fixed?
I did not know there were missing ones. I had not heard of that. But that, I mean, very easily done. Again, I've got all the files done, and our guy that does that, James Kirtley, can be done it very quickly. I just legitimately had not been informed that there was anything there, so I can look into that.
I know we had done an update. I just thought we had done an update that fixed it all. So,
Yeah,
we'll dig into that
absolutely.
and talk to James.
That can easily be done.
If you have specific information, feel free to email Bryn at catalystgamelabs.com.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
100%, that's fine.
Awesome.
As much as you're trying to do that as a sly, but...
I mean, it was both. It was genuine, but also they deserve to email you.
They do.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Phil asked, does it come with the wolf plot armor too? Awesome.
Don't worry, one of the factions will get plot armor eventually. We just haven't gotten far enough along to do it.
Italians.
Italian. No,
I love them, so they're going to get destroyed.
that's true. That's true. No, I wanted to give plot armor to the Swiss mercenary units. Actually,
Oh, nice.
that's all I care about.
I think Manny is asking, I don't quite understand the question. Will the demo agents making demo events for Leviathans? We do demo events for Leviathans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, yeah, I've been constant communication with Rob DeHoff, our primary Leviathans guy.
Yeah, they're working on basically a grinder version.
Yeah, they've got the grinder set up. They're trying to do
for
tournaments.
Leviathans.
Obviously, we're not going to run a big tournament until people actually have access to them.
Yeah.
So we're not sure which show is going to be the first one to actually have that. But he's got all that figured out. They're doing a fantastic job. And again, they've been very patient with us. But they'll have tons of ships to be able to use. So there's lots of cool stuff coming next year for Leviathan's events.
Awesome. Turbo Turtle asks, what class is the American cruiser from the Kickstarter?
The Frontier, I believe, is the class. Oh, yeah, it should be in this.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, the Frontier.
Nice. The Frontier,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you looking at? Show it. Cool. Awesome. All right. I think that is the end of the questions. We are about 15 minutes to the top of the hour, and we do need 10 minutes to transition to the next stream.
Yep.
So with 5 minutes left, feel free to put any final comments in the chat, but talk about
Unbelievable.
it should be fixed.
Sitcom.
Sorry. Thank you for saying something so I could shout it out. So that nice heartfelt moment about what Leviathans means to you. Please
Do I need to start over?
say it again.
In summation, it means everything to me. I've been a part of this game forever. Helped design it with Randall, with my friends. I love this game. I love this universe. I've loved interacting with all these fans over all these years, even before I was the developer of it. And again, a lot of the delays are coming because we want to make sure it is the best it can be. We stand by this product, and while we are 100% have nothing to say, but we're sorry that it's taking this long, but a lot of that has been to guarantee that you guys get what you deserve and what Leviathan deserves.
Awesome. Randall, anything from you?
I don't think I have much more to say to that than, I will straight up tear up.
Absolutely, man. Are you kidding?
When I see
And he really will, to be
it.
clear, in case you don't know Randall. He may look stuck, but there will be tears when he gets this in his hands.
When I have a final in my hands and I know that the backers, these fans that have
Yes.
been with us for all these years, have it in their hands.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Prem.
Thank you, and thanks for
Yeah.
everyone that came and were a part of the stream. I love these things.
Yeah. So thank you guys. We will be taking a short break and then coming back to talk about all the BattleTech news
That's right.
coming for this year. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.